The Charlotte Hornets, yes, my Charlotte Hornets, have been straight poverty since like 1990, and that franchise even moved. The new Hornets, it's been rough, but we're here today to look at the offseason preview for the Hornets because, well, even though we had a horrible season, we still have LaMelo Ball, who missed most of last year with injury, and Miles Bridges is back under team control. He will be a restricted free agent. So we do have some hope, some bright spots heading into the season or the offseason. Michael Jordan could be selling the team as well. So that's maybe another bright spot because he has not done anything so far as the owner of the Hornets. So we're going to be looking at the offseason preview for us. So make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below as it really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at the offseason outlook. Now last year I was actually pretty accurate when projecting what I thought the Hornets should do. I had them getting Mark Williams. Turned out we got Mark Williams, and he is a baller. We have about $50 million in cap space, but we do have quite a few key free agents that we have to bring back. Team options on LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight, and Kai Jones. We do have 5 picks. Number 4 projected, 27, and then 34, 39, and 41, so hopefully we can package those. And then, like I said, Kelly Oubre Jr., Dennis Smith Jr., and P.J. Washington are all going to be free agents, so we will need to bring them back. Now, let's take a look at the draft first off. Obviously, you'd love to be able to go out and get Victor Wembanyama, but I don't see the Hornets having that number 1 overall pick. It could happen. There's a 12% chance, but I still see us more like 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there. It'd be too good to be true if the Hornets got the first pick, especially when the Panthers also have the first pick. That'd be great, but it's too good to be true. If we do get Victor Wembanyama somehow, though, he will play at the 4 alongside of Mark Williams, and just look at that defensive front court, because unlike with the Timberwolves, Victor Wembanyama can actually play defense on the perimeter. He's 7'4", so he's just too long and lanky not to be able to play defense on the perimeter. It's impossible to go around him or shoot over him. Now, Scoot Henderson would be a cool addition as well. He would take over really for Terry Rozier. Maybe not next year. He could play the 6-man role, but coming off the bench next year. And then after that, he'd be our starting 2 alongside of LaMelo Ball. That'd be a very fun option to look into. But who I think we will end up getting is Brandon Miller out of the University of Alabama. 6'8", absolute sniper. And I'm not trying to make the gun jokes in today's video. Those are way overused. He averaged about 20 and 8 last year at Alabama, which was a top team in the country, actually number 1 for the majority of the year, and went into the NCAA tournament as the number 1 overall seed. Not really worried about his tournament performances because the NCAA tournament and the NBA, the way basketball is played, is just completely different. Not worried about the legal trouble either. He has been proven innocent. Even though we can make as many jokes as we want, he is very NBA ready. 6'8", can shoot it, like we said, got that high release point. I think he's going to be really, really tough to stop once he gets to the league. Should be a first team or first all-rookie team guy. I think he's going to be really good. And then after that, we have 27. I think we try to package and move up. Maybe not into the lottery, but, 16, 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there, we can move those 3 picks for one of those picks, move it up 10 spots, and then giving them an extra 2 seconds. I think that'd be a fair trade. Maybe not, though. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But in the late teens, you can get guys like Bryce Sensabaugh, Dariq Whitehead, Jordan Hawkins, or Maxwell Lewis, among others. But right now, the Hornets' biggest need is wing depth, in my opinion, and that's just where the NBA is going at this point. You got to have as many versatile athletic wings that can shoot and defend. You get as many of those guys as possible, and you put them all on the same team. Jordan Hawkins will probably be a lottery pick, but the other 3, there's a way Jordan Hawkins falls, but the other 3 will probably still be here. If we can get Maxwell Lewis, I'd love that. If not, I'd be cool with Sensabaugh or Dariq Whitehead. I'm not sure how many minutes they'd get next year in the rotation, but the year after that, they should be key parts. Now, at 34, I'm a big Jordan Miller believer. If you've watched some of the other offseason previews, have Jordan Miller. I really like him a lot. I think he's going to be a really good NBA player and a steal at wherever he gets selected at. Andre Jackson Jr. could be cool as well. High-level defender. Doesn't really score it that well, but a super good athlete. Can finish around the rim, can get it and go in transition. Not too good in the half court, but if you turn it into a transition game, he is elite, and then he does stuff off the ball so well. In free agency, we will have P.J. Washington and Kelly Oubre hitting the open market. PJ averaged 15.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game this year, and was by far our most durable player. I think he only missed 5 games or something like that. 44% from the field, 35% from 3, and then you throw in a block and a steal as well. So he's a very good defender for his size at 6'7". So he's good. If we can get him back for 12 to 15 million, I'd love to do that. But if somebody wants to throw him 20 million, he's a restricted free agent. I don't think we're going to match that. I don't think we need to. I mean, that'd just be a bad contract. Kelly Oubre Jr. averaging 20 points, 5.2 rebounds, 1.4 steals. He is the priority, in my opinion, this offseason. A wing that can really score. He's taken some strides this year, 43% from the field, 32% from 3. But, I mean, honestly, he was the main option this year, and he's never really been that. So, some growing pains, even though he is 27, some growing pains are, they're acceptable. Anywhere between 13 to 17 million for Kelly, I think, would be fair. If we can get him back, 3 years, 15, 16 million, I think that'd be a steal. Dennis Smith Jr., another guy that I would like to have back as the backup point guard. He was very good in relief, if you will, for LaMelo Ball this season. $6 to $10 million for him. I think that'd be a very fair price range, maybe a 2-year, $7-8 million deal for Dennis. If he wants to see up to $10 million, I'd be cool with that. And then I'd also like to bring in Seth Curry, bring him back home because we need another elite shooter. We don't really have that guy to run off screens and stuff. So Seth Curry, there we go, $6 to $8 million for the old veteran from Brooklyn. I think that'd be a nice addition to Charlotte, a guy that can just absolutely snipe away. One of the more underrated players in the league as well. So this is what a potential lineup for the Hornets looks like next year. LaMelo Ball at point, fully healthy, along with Miles Bridges. Keep in mind, that's a 20-point-per-game duo. Terry Rozier is also a guy that gives you 20 any given night. Can also average 20 if he really needs to. Mark Williams, when he was the starting center for the Hornets, we had the number 1 defensive rating in the NBA, of course, after the trade deadline. And then Brandon Miller. You plug him in there at the 3, 6'8", can really shoot it. You got the shooting there with Brandon Miller and Terry Rozier. Even Melo shot at 37% from 3 this year. You got the scoring inside with Mark Williams. Melo can finish around the rim. And then, of course, Miles Bridges. And then you got the defense. Bridges and Mark Williams. LaMelo's not that bad of a defender. And then off the bench, you got even better defenders like Dennis Smith Jr., good defender. PJ's a decent defender. Kelly Oubre. Really, the only addition to the bench would be Seth Curry. Now, you might be saying, how can a team that won 26 games expect to be good by adding back Miles Bridges, Seth Curry, and Brandon Miller? I think you might be surprised, though, because with Bridges, we were a fringe lottery team, or a fringe playoff team, and then you add in Seth Curry, a guy that can really shoot it, one of our bigger weaknesses. You add in Mark Williams, a guy that can defend the rim at a high level, finish lobs. That was one of our other big weaknesses with Mason Plumlee in there. I think those two additions go a long way. Then you throw in Seth Curry, Dennis Smith Jr., and then Cody Martin, still a good defender. Didn't get to play much this year. Still have Gordon Hayward making $32 million off the bench. So I'm not sure where he'll find his minutes at, but I'm sure he'll get some. And then you got James Bouknight. Hopefully he can still get some PT. Kai Jones, JT Thor, still trying to develop those young guys. And then Bryce McGowens as well, another guy that looked good in his minutes towards the end of the season. So yeah, that's the Charlotte Hornets offseason preview. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think we should do? But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.